Right, now we're going to go and have a look at one of the exquisite Experience Freedom glamping pods, and hopefully Natasha Shane is there to talk camping, glamping and the whole Experience Freedom world. Isn't this lovely?
What a beautiful place to be this morning.
Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. And you know, we're here by the pods, the Experience Freedom experience, if you like. We're right in the middle of it.
Absolutely, and where we are today is one of the very first sites that we actually put these glamping pods into. So back in 2017 when we started Experience Freedom. So we started as a small trial and we put in these three accommodation units. And that was the beginning of the story.
Why did you choose here? Do you remember why? It's a long, we're talking about 4 years ago now, it's a long time ago.
Well, we've got a choice of over 160 locations that we could look at. And we were just trying to find out where had some available land that wasn't being used for touring, somewhere that I guess would suit the environment. So you know, here it's very peaceful, the trees all around, plenty of space, ideal for families. We've got play area just nearby as well.
What were you trying to provide then that sites weren't providing for members and their families already?
So not everybody is able to either afford to have a touring caravan or a motorhome. Maybe they don't have the time, so they're not going to get the best use of it, but they would love to be in the great outdoors. So we thought that we would provide something that would give people that opportunity to enjoy the same as caravanners and motorhomers, whether they maybe never tried that before, but also it gave a little bit of an opportunity for them to get a vision into what the Caravan and Motorhome Club is all about.
I mean, the feeling of these pods is great, because I think you've just got it right, where you've got somewhere that feels still in touch with the outdoors and yet really warm, really comfortable, compact, but still just everything you need right where you can reach out and touch it.
Yeah, it's really cleverly designed, and you can see in these glamping pods the great big windows, so you're bringing in nature and the light. So even on a rainy or stormy day, you can still feel it. But then we've got this brilliant deck out here, so you can come and sit out here, have your breakfast, or have that lovely glass of wine as the sun goes down. That's
what it's all about. When you put these pods in the first place, what kind of feedback did you get from the people who started to use them?
The feedback was brilliant from day one. Really excellent. They just loved the freedom, the space that they had. We got a few bits of feedback. So on this particular deck, for example, we didn't have gates on there. And people who came along with pets or small children even said it would be really great if you could put a gate onto the deck so that our dogs and children could be safe. So we've done that.
So that process of evolution then, that's not stopping. You're still listening to the people who are using these and developing the idea to meet their needs.
All of the time. So we've started with these glamping pods, but we've also extended what we do. So we've got glamping cabins, which are very exciting. They're really popular with the families. They're bigger than the glamping pod, but they've got just little quirky things like a really lovely mezzanine area up the top, which the kids love to go up there and be looking down on everybody. They've got a much bigger kitchen area. Just more space, I think, is the other important thing that some of our customers have said is really important to them.
I suppose you don't want to make them too big though, because the feeling that you get in one of these pods is not dissimilar to inside a caravan. You know, you can see how people might make the leap and go, actually, I really love this. I should just get a caravan.
Yeah, I think it's a great intro for those who haven't caravan before, but for those who have, there's a nice familiarity, and therefore sometimes they can choose, instead of taking the van, they might come and stay in one of our glamping accommodations.
The joy of compact living.
Indeed.
That's what it is. Okay, so we've got these here. This was 2017. Then how did it grow? Where are we at now?
We've reached 9 different locations. So we're based down in the south coast in Brighton, the Surrey Hills where we are today, into London. So we've got Abbey Wood, the Cotswolds. We've got 2 locations up in the lakes, and we've got Yorkshire in Scarborough. And let's not forget we've got Dale Acres down in Kent.
Okay, so what are the plans for the future then?
We are looking to expand. We are going to be bringing in new accommodation types, different types of glamping pods and glamping cabins, and we've brought safari tents in this year. But next year we hope to bring in some safari tents with ensuite facilities. So we've brought in, I guess, simple ones where the customers can use the facilities on site. But next year we're going to actually make those ensuite. So.
I know there's always a bit of a tension with members who've maybe been members for some time. They're saying, well, hold on, are you taking space that could be a pitch for me, that could be hard standing for me?
So where we can, we're working really hard not to take pictures away. That is important to us, but equally we have access to all the information in the background, so we know how busy a site is, how often it's full, and whether or not we would be taking anything away from members. But in most instances we have been putting this on spare land. So where we are today, this isn't where we were able to put touring vans, but we've been able to perfectly put in the glamping pods. Yeah, so it's just taking that opportunity where you can, but you know, we're very conscious that we don't want to be taking away from our members.
I mean, expanding the site network generally has got to be the answer, hasn't it? It seems like we're at that moment right now. People are really enjoying the UK and these sites. So being able to offer more across the board, that seems to make sense.
Yeah, and that's what we're working really hard to see, what we can find and where we can find new locations and put in more touring, more glamping, more camping, everything that we can offer.
Fabulous. Okay, tell me about how open this is. Is it a members thing? Is it a members families thing? Or is this totally open to anybody who wants to come and experience freedom?
This is absolutely open to anybody who wants to come and experience it. So when we launched the brand, it was to try and introduce, I guess, the great outdoors to a wider audience. But in terms of our membership, 40% of the nights this year have been booked by members and their family and friends. So it's been a huge hit for members. It kind of ties into that multi-generational holiday side of things. So you're getting the grandparents, maybe you're in the caravan. Mum and Dad come with the kids. They're staying in one of the accommodation units. Getting sort of kind of groups of family and friends coming. I think this year particularly, you know, it's been a real time of trying to get back together again. So it's been very popular. So it's worked brilliantly for our members, and the feedback has been great, and that is growing and growing. But also we're introducing to a wide range of new customers, and some of those have, you know, once they've been here, have said we'd like to join the club and be part of, I guess, the wider product, and they're looking at buying a motorhome or a caravan. And we're finding our members are telling us, for example, places like London, they don't want to necessarily tow the van to London, so they're thinking, well, I know what the Caravan and Motorhome Club product is like, so we'll leave the van at home and come have a weekend in London, but stay in one of the glamping pods. So that's worked out perfectly. And also some of our ageing members who are looking at maybe stepping out of touring. Again, they like the comfort of knowing what the club offers, and we're finding quite a few of those coming along to stay in our products. And we've introduced this year a new universally accessible accommodation, so it's all ramped up, got wider doors, you know, wide access into the bathrooms, etc. And we're actually seeing the take-up from members for those extremely high, so that's been really popular.
I know that Experience Freedom doesn't end here. What else is it you offer?
Okay, so we offer a number of other options. So we've got camping. We've got camping on over 50 of the Caravan and Motorhome Club sites. So that's a perfect, I guess, gateway into touring. But we also offer a motorhome hire. So we've got that in operation in 3 different locations. So you can go London, Edinburgh or Dublin. And that's really popular. Starts from around £50 a night. So it's a great kind of route into the touring market.
And it's what I always say to people. As a campervanner, I say, try before you buy. Get out there, have a go. If you don't like it, you've lost very little doing it that way.
Yeah, no, it is a great way in, and we do see quite a lot of people come through from hire into actually purchasing and coming to stay on one of our sites. But equally, if you don't want to, you can just hire, you know, 2 or 3 times a year. So that's another option.
I love it. It's the idea of a club that is not members only. Now, Experience Freedom is making me feel actually it's open to everybody to have a go if they want and get a part of this wonderful lifestyle.
Yeah, giving everybody access to the great outdoors.